HooHooHooRobin.
And speaking of music, Black Sabbath.
Yes.
Got 1 million emails overnight.
Finally into the hall. Finally.
And I gotta say, it was all because of Jimmy Norton.
Yes.
Your constant bitching and whining about this, I think they finally gave in.
Well, I think they finally were realizing how irrelevant they are when they've completely shut out metal, almost, except for Zeppelin. I mean, they shut it out almost completely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we get it. Miles Davis was a genius. We know. And he was great, but it's like there's other forms of music besides
What's
that.
wrong with Miles Davis?
Nothing. What I'm saying
make it sound like...
No. What I'm saying is that's the only thing they recognize is a certain attitude in music. And like Ozzy said when he was in studio, the guy's like, what should Ozzy get an award for? The best bat biting? It's like, you fucking faggots. Good for Sabbath. They deserve it.
Weren't they saying something like, though, if they are offered, they'll tell them to go fuck themselves? Or...
I don't know. I would love Sabbath to turn them down. I don't expect them to. I bet you Ozzy would be comfortable turning them down.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guys, yeah, I just, they shouldn't turn them down. You got to go in.
All right, so it's going to be the it's going to be Black Sabbath and the Sex Pistols?
Yeah, there's also Blondie and Miles Davis and Leonard Skinner, the remaining, so that's fine. But Sabbath is certainly the highlight of that, induction.
Oh, no, Leonard Skinner above Black Sabbath.
No.
Holy crap, what is wrong with you?
Skinner was good. Miles Davis
I agree Black Sabbath is above Blondie and the Sex Pistols.
The highlight I'm saying is Sabbath over Leonard Skinner.
No fucking way, dude.
They wrote some very good. Sweet Home Alabama is a fantastic song. So is the Ballad of Curtis Lowe. And
look, we got a real expert that has just entered the studio to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Black Sabbath and the Sex Pistols and Skinner and Blondie and Miles Davis. Leonard Skinner or Black Sabbath, Mr. Abrams?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'd have to go with Sabbath, no question.
Of course you would.
What?
Well, yeah, I think, that's a hard one, but...
Why would you go with Sabbath over Skinner?
Don't
you think Skinner was more influential?
No.
Why not?
I mean, Skinner was great. They, and they created a lot of anthems and, had a lot of, crisis and emotion in their careers and all that. But I just think... particularly with Ozzy, just a little edge there. But, it's tough.
When will Kim Carnes get her due?
I think it should happen immediately. I am so disappointed at the rock and roll community in general for the lack of appreciation.
Who hasn't thrown their arms up to Betty Davis Eyes?
What a great song. My all-time 5 favorites, probably Kashmir. You got to do A Day in the Life, Betty Davis Eyes.
Yeah.
Won't Get Fooled Again.
That was a good one.
that was
Day in the Life is great.
But you know what? This whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, I don't know. It just reeks of kind of like commercialization.
Oh, yeah, what's the motivation here? What's their ulterior motive to any of their decisions?
To get more people into the actual facility
into
and
the building over there.
I mean, again,
now a lot of Ozzy fans and Black Sabbath fans are going to go in there now.
No.
Now, Jimmy, I know Jimmy did not want to go.
I refused to go.
Refused to go. I didn't go because it just seems to me like
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, I would do nothing but throw a Molotov cocktail at that place.
I am disturbed by the whole concept of it. I mean, the idea is right.
Go with then?
Not me. I don't know.
Would you go?
I don't know. I'll see how it goes at the induction. I'll see how Sabbath feels about it. I don't know. I still don't like it.
Something about these guys, going to this big black tie event, and it's like not rock and roll. It's ridiculous.
Who votes, though? Who votes? Guys from Rolling Stone magazine, right? Who else votes?
I don't know. It's just, but, there's some bands who will never make it in. Again, for example, it's one of my personal favorites, but yes, they'll never get in there because these people just think that they're, useless or something. I don't know. It's
yes,
Moody
not
Blues.
Good.
Yes, well,
yes.
Come on. What can I tell you?
No, the early yes was pretty. Look, we'll go on the car later. No, not that era. First 4 albums. I mean, they were.
Bands lose my attention after 9 minutes. Okay.
No.
And yes, had many songs that went over 9 minutes.
But did Freebird lose your attention?
Yeah, by the end,
Yeah, okay. Well,
the live version certainly. Yes.
Anyway, back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's just something disturbing about it.
Who else? Who's in it besides the obvious Beatles and Zeppelin? Who else is in it? That's like Aerosmith. How did Aerosmith, as good band, how did they get in ahead of Sabbath? All the great riffs that Iommi played.
Probably the record company.
What about all the riffs that Aerosmith came up with?
Very good ones.
They came up with a ton of riffs.
How many hits?
Well,
Walk This Way.
Hits. Walk This Way was a great one, and the theme song from the old Armageddon.
Holy shit! You downplay every band.
Personally, I just think
It goes from one extreme to the other.
it doesn't have anything to do with rock and roll, really, in my opinion. I mean, there are others.
Have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland?
Yes.
I went about a year ago. It sucks. It stinks.
Popularity contest, right?
It looks like
politics. It's all rock, the evil side, the dark side of rock and roll. Some of these early rock guys who are in it would probably roll over in their graves.
They don't even have anything on display that's that impressive. It's a lot of stuff that looked like it was just in someone's attic somewhere that they didn't care about. Like, all right, we'll give it to the Hall of Fame.
And here's what it's all about. Meanwhile, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will give the general public an opportunity to win tickets to the induction ceremony for the first time ever. The institution will hold a raffle for 4 seats of 2 tickets for the ceremony, and a raffle ticket costs $100. Net proceeds from the raffle will support the educational programs at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. So the money's going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. $100 just to buy a raffle ticket that they pick out of a hat there, and you might win a seat to the ceremony. So they're going to make a lot of money off of that. Yeah.
Who is it? All press? Those guys in all press?
Press, yeah. Who else is going?
Know. I really don't know.
Not open to the general public. This is a little club.
That's what it is. A little boys club.
Why wouldn't you let the fans be involved?
And you sit there and go, I'm not involved. I can't go.
Ugh, pompous jizzbags.
Yeah, there's a lot of, just I think part of the problem with the whole music industry, radio, everything, is just the over-commercialization of it, the Wall Streetization of the whole thing.
Yeah. We were in your office yesterday. You got to talk about that propeller we saw.
Oh, yeah, it's a good story. Me and I was speaking at this independent music thing up in New Haven, didn't want to go alone, asked around, who's in independent music, wants to come with me. So John Stevens, Satan, great guy, but unusual look. But anyway, he's into it, and him and his girlfriend said, yeah, we'll go. So we flew up there, did this presentation, flew back, had a real good time. And that was a Saturday. And then Monday, I get into my office, and there's this big propeller. I thought, wow, where'd this come from? And I found out John got it for me. I thought he went to a flea market and all that. And I said, where'd you get this? And he said that he was real drunk in a bar 4 years ago, stole it, had it in his garage, and decided to bring it in. So it's a stolen propeller from a bar. I asked him where the bar. He didn't even remember. But then also, just a little history of the thing, looked up the serial number of the propeller, went online. We called the company that makes the propeller, and they tracked it down. And some bozo landed his plane without putting the wheels down.
Yeah, because they're curled up on the edge. Yeah. The propeller's kind of curled at the edges.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah, that is a biggie. Was it a single engine?
Yeah, and from like 1962.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow, and his gear wasn't down, and he just kind of... What a surprise when you're landing, and you're going, boy, I should have really hit the runway by now.
That's real bad.
Yeah.
You don't do that. So we had Paul McCartney here a few weeks ago.
Yes. How did that go? Now Jimmy's losing it.
I'm so mad that I missed that. I was in L.A.
Oh, let me tell you. It was, first of all, it took a year and a half to put together because we're dealing with royalty. And you'd think the Pope was coming. The setup 2 weeks before was unbelievable. Every day phone calls, emails. First of all, I got to say their whole organization is incredibly professional. And, they're great guys, but my God, the detail. The night before the event, it was a Saturday, on Friday night, 12 people come in, a SWAT team, talking into their little wrist watches, Red Leader 2 to Fox 3, and they're sweeping the place for security and all that. And they look at the piano stool where Paul was going to sit, and oh my God, this won't work. No, deal's off. Wow, what's wrong? There was a leather trim on the piano.
Oh, boy, yeah.
So we rushed out, got a wooden one, and that was fine. Then
Why is he against all animal usage?
Oh, my goodness.
Good for him. Good, Paul.
And then that's he's into that.
Shut up, Jimmy.
I'm starting to get into that, but go ahead.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
You are not.
No, I really am. I'm telling you.
It.
Good for Paul.
And that's his wife having influence.
I know,
on him,
I
right?
agree with the
both
good.
wives, the old one and the new one.
Right. Then they went into the green room and saw the leather couches and completely freaked out. I'm about to throw the deal out the window. And then we got these big guys to come in, and these things were bolted out and then brought cloth ones in. And then the rider was interesting, pistachio nuts, but must be farmed in Bolivia because they don't use animal fertilizer.
Lighten the fuck up about the goddamn animal.
Good, Paul.
It was unbelievable. Then the next day, finally we got through that, and just, nightmares of logistics with these guys. And the next day, he goes on at 4, has to be out at 5 exactly for sound check. And there were all these rules, nobody looks at Paul, nobody talks to him, no eye contact, and all this sort of stuff.
And that's probably not his, that's just his people.
Well, yeah, and they're protecting him. But anyway, it's 3 o'clock, and he's coming in from Dulles Airport, which is like an hour and a half away. It's raining, everything.
He took a plane?
He took a private plane, yeah.
A plane which runs on fossil fuel?
That's a good point.
It's made from fucking animal. You want to go that? You get in a Conestoga wagon and go to your next gig, Paul.
I'll bring that up. But we're freaking because we thought, he's never going to make it. This thing's not going to happen. At 20 minutes after 3, 20 minutes later, 7 police cars pull up. And you hear it 3 blocks away, and police escort. They escorted Paul from Dulles, walks out, greatest guy in the world. Don't really talk to him, don't make eye contact to, he's hugging everybody, and hey, mate,
Was he taking pictures?
They wouldn't allow. They had their own photographer, and they took plenty of pictures. And he was like, "Hey, come on, get us a picture." And he was
no film in the camera, probably.
Actually,
just
saw the
snap,
pictures.
snap. You'll never see him again.
And he was amazing. And then when it was over, it was like, phew. But again, his team is real professional. But you'd think the president or the Pope with the wristwatches and radios and
take him to Peter Luger's.
Well, he's already been shot. I mean, one of the Beatles already been killed, so I guess, it's not like it's a crazy thing. It could happen. I mean, obviously there's so many loons out there. Good for them.
Yeah.
He's a sir, too. I guess he's
bigger than the president.
Yeah.
Way bigger than the president.
God, I wish I could
Sells more records.
Good for him. He doesn't fuck with the animals. I like that.
No, you don't.
I really do. I'm starting to like Peter.
What did you eat last night?
Animal.
Right.
I'm not an activist. I just hate people that wear fur. I fucking hope that you get
What about
burned.
leather?
Yeah, I wear some of it.
Then what's the difference?
I'm not saying I'm not.
What's the goddamn difference?
Leather has become like belts and stuff. The things that I just wear out of necessity. I don't have. You know how I dress. I don't wear particularly fashionable clothes. I don't wear stuff to be fashionable. Leather's practical.
Have you had Nugent on the show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But even Ted Nugent, he shoots animals, he eats them. That's fine. I'm not talking about a guy who lives off.
Wait, you're not kidding?
No. It makes me physically sick.
Oh, Nugent? I got some Nugent stories.
No.
What makes you physically sick?
We're onto something here, because we thought he was actually kidding about this crap.
I'm not an activist, but when they abuse animals for fur, it really annoys me. It really annoys. It's just arrogance, and there's no need for it.
No such thing as abusing animals.
Yeah, they're all
when
right.
you're using them.
No, they're lovely.
We are. You know what we are? Top of the food chain.
I know.
Masters of this planet. Until a big shiny ship comes down and decides that we are tasty, we are going to be masters of this planet.
I eat meat, so I'm not saying that I'm a vegan.
Fur, leather,
no,
meat, all right there for our picking, my friend.
I don't like it. I don't like the way they treat them. I don't like the way they beat them by their little feet. It's just cruel. I hate bullies.
Beat them by their feet?
That's how they knock them out. They grab them by their feet and they fucking smash their heads.
But that's what they do with the chickens you eat.
I know. I can't even argue.
Those are
You know how we do it? We put a little thing in their assholes which zaps them, which I know can be hot in certain videos, but there's no need to do it. It's just unnecessary.
For what animal do we do that with?
I don't know. I saw a video, one of those PETA videos.
Do you know how many chickens and things have to be killed to feed this country?
A what?
Do you know how long it would take to go, lullaby, go to sleep, little chicken, go to sleep. And then once his little eyes shut, what do? You hold his little nostrils and clink his beak shut?
I'm not talking about that. I'm not coming off as an activist saying don't eat meat is murder.
You want every chicken to be put in a little car seat and rolled backwards in a minivan into a lake?
5 little chickens in a tub?
In a tub? Rub-a-dub-dub?
No, I'm talking about these fucking cunt models that are wearing fur like Elle Macpherson. I hope she is raped by a
Fur,
fucking cow.
first of all,
I
is
love
warm.
the horse that killed the guy with his dick. Good one for the animals.
Well, whenever one is chalked up for the animals, then I'm fine with that.
That's
always
what
a
That's
pleasure
all
for
I'm talking
everybody.
about.
But
That's all I'm talking
fur
about.
is warm, and it is beautiful, and it is so soft to the touch.
It is. It's nice when you're trading pelts in 1830, but there's no need for it because we have things that are just as good that would feel
No,
just
it's
as
not.
good that are fake.
No,
Yeah, they
it's
would.
not.
They could.
There is nothing as good as real fur,
It's not necessary.
real leather.
Leather, I have less of a problem with.
Why? Why?
Because I'm not coming off from this is right and it's absolute. I'm not saying I don't use certain animal products. I'm only saying
Because a little mink is a cute little guy.
fuck 'em. I don't even
and
care
a
about
cow
minks.
sticks his tongue up his nostrils in the field.
No, well, part of it, yeah. No, I don't care about that
That's
shit.
what it
I don't
is.
care about the minks. I just don't like the brutality that goes into it. So some fucking twat can run around a club in Miami and look. It just makes me want to bite their fucking faces. It really annoys me.
Wow.
Really
I
bugs
had
me.
no
I didn't see
idea.
that coming.
It bugs me.
I had no idea about that one.
No.
But Jason makes a good point from yesterday. Let's say hi to
No,
Jason.
he doesn't.
Jason on Long Island.
Hey, morning, guys.
What's
let
up?
Me get this, let me get this right. Is this the same Jimmy who suggested to you, Anthony, that you could put a puggle in a burlap sack and hit it with a ball-peen hammer?
Here's the difference, dude. That's funny and hot. And I'm not wearing the puggle. I'm not saying you shouldn't kill something for shitting on your rug.
Tony in Brooklyn.
Jimmy, you've turned into
Yes, sir.
fucking
A
faggot.
what? No, stop, dude.
We didn't hear you.
You're an L.A. faggot, Jimmy.
Oh, stop. I've always been like that. One of the only acts of, no. My first act of bravery in my life was saving a cat from a bully. No, I've always had a problem with that.
What do you mean you saved the cat from a bully?
This bully in the neighborhood was putting a cat in a little box with nails, and I saved it.
Leave him alone.
I don't like it. It's bullying. It's just something really arrogant about it. It's always annoyed me.
I don't like cruelty to animals.
It drives me nuts.
I don't like, seeing somebody kicking their dog's liver, things like that.
All right.
Upsets me. But when it comes to our human survival and our human comfort and experience as as the top of the food chain, I'm all for it. Herd them up, shoot the bolt through their heads. Let me see the skin. I want the meat. Everything.
I'll agree with you on survival, even certain comforts, but there's just it goes to me in an unnecessary place. There's an article that just set me off today in the Post called this woman named PETA, and she's like, it's called PETA versus PETA. She's like, I have a confession. I love my fur. And all I'm thinking about is fucking driving a hammer into this bitch's back. I really want to smash her with a hammer. She bugs me.
What's wrong with fur?
I just seen too many videos. It bugs me. I've watched too many of the videos. I can't. It just really annoys me.
From the fur industry?
No.
From PETA.
No, the undercover videos.
Propaganda videos.
But they're accurate.
They
It's
have
like
to
the
be
beheading
accurate.
videos.
Of course, that's going on.
The beheading videos are accurate.
But
They
do
show
you
the
think
savagery.
every single furrier and every single place that produces fur is that? Or do you think they're going to the absolute worst friggin' shitholes and showing what that's all about?
I think, to be honest with you, it's the majority of the way they do things. I really do, because I think it's the majority. I'm not saying everyone.
business.
Yeah, I know.
It's a business.
There's ways to justify it. I just don't agree with it.
You're taking it very personal. It's strictly business.
I just don't like it. It bugs me. And just looking at this, and then looking at Elle McPherson.
What do you want to do? Go up to that mink and go, but a bee!
I fucking want to kick her. The more these fucking pigs vomit, the happier I am. I can't stomach them.
What else is in that article? It's, basically that, obviously.
It's basically just that, and then there's a thing here which I actually didn't look at. It was something to do with 6 degrees of separation. It's just these stupid
Oh, no, that's just
Hollywood lust things.
No, that's your thing, and that's fine. I respect your opinion. That's fine. But somebody like Sir Paul, who is fantastic, legend and everything, being upset that a stool has a little bit of leather on it, that is kooky. That I put in the category of you're kooky. Or just like the most pussy-whipped beetle ever.
Does he eat fur? Did he eat meat?
Does he eat
God,
fur?
look at it.
I meant meat. Does he eat fur?
Fur, probably. Yeah.
No.
That incident with the leather on the piano, I think he probably wouldn't have even noticed. But he has his team that
that has to
Watches out.
sweep the area.
Make sure everything's perfect.
And Nugent, look, I don't mind Nugent's stance on hunting. He hunts and shit. I don't care about that stuff. The whole thing about taking a kid to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and kill a bear fucking annoyed me. Shut up. Tell little douchebag no. How much longer is he going to be here? Fuck him.
No more Make-A-Wish for the poor little bear.
Exactly.
Bear running around going, where's my wish?
What happened?
I wish I wouldn't get a fucking bullet in the head.
Right.
That kind of bugs me, Ted annoys me with that shit. But I mean, look,
I love when Nugent's on the air with us, though.
I know he's a little annoying, but thank you very much, Uncle Ted says. We know you're Uncle Ted. We know the guy who's going to set the record straight is here. Get out of the way, folks. Uncle Ted's coming. We get it.
Lee, you got some Ted Nugent stories?
Well, yeah, lots. One was back years ago at a station we were going to looking at getting rock stars for morning shows, and actually we talked to three of them. Ozzy was one of the candidates. But he couldn't really speak
For XM?
clearly. No, this was Z-Rock.
Z-Rock.
I
remember that.
Oh, yeah, it was great. So, Ozzy was, well, that won't work. Then we had Alice Cooper on the air, who was great, but we were hoping, he'd bite off heads of stuff. But he was, just a real nice guy. It's almost too nice. But, and then we had Nugent in, so I had to live with him for 2 weeks. We gave him each a 2-week trial. First thing he does when he gets into town, goes to his hunting buddies to shoot elk, brings them to the hotel, puts them in the freezer so he can have fresh meat to eat.
Problem, Jimmy?
Every day when we got off the air,
No kidding.
There'd be 30 cops there. All, Ted, come with us, Fort Worth Vice. We're going to bust some assholes this morning. No, Ted, come with us, Fort Worth are pussies. We're Richardson, Texas police. We're going to do some drug things and really get some of the vermin off the streets. It was unbelievable.
They wanted Ted along?
Every day.
Then busting people?
After the thing, we were trying to
for the perp.
Put something together. So I went to his house, and his manager picked me up. He lives in a compound. It's right out of Apocalypse Now. Compound in the middle of Michigan. His manager picks me up in Detroit, and we drive out there. He says, well, we're having lunch with Ted. And, oh, no. So we're going to eat what he just killed that morning. I was freaking the whole way. I didn't want to insult him and not eat, caribou. Fortunately, he cooked fish that morning. But what was really interesting is, he's unbelievable. He's like, thinks nothing. First of all, he's dressed in army fatigues, has a sidearm, a knife in his boot, a machete in his back. He's armed for the war. This is at home, just hanging out, relaxing. He thinks nothing of it. Just walks over to the this panoramic patio that overlooks the lake and all that. Grabs a gun, just starts shooting birds, hits all of them. Boom, boom, boom. 8 birds, whatever. And then told a story about how this is kind of cruel, weirdly funny. He saw a cat. I'm gonna shoot I can't do that. Why not? Well, once he came back from vacation and saw a cat walking around the house, ran into the house, blew the cat away, just bam, point blank. And then his wife kind of freaked out and said, that was Buffy. We were house sitting it for our neighbor. And everything in his house is made out of, he doesn't smoke or anything. There's ashtrays made out of skulls of baboon he nailed. But he's just so passionate about it. But also, one of the great things about his house was going on a Humvee ride with him through his private jungle. And he doesn't care about anything. He's running over trees, and it's just really surreal.
He's more reckless than just an environmentalist, like he likes to present himself as the hunter environmentalist. I think Ted just likes destroying shit.
Well, he hasn't
bought his own little place where he can just run shit over and shoot anything on his property.
He has an opinion on everything, but it all gets back to hunting. It's what do you think of the baseball strike? They'll go on about the baseball strike. These guys are overpaid, bastards. If they would hunt more, they finally got into why baseball players are striking because they don't hunt enough.
Yeah. Which is just as kooky as Bernie gets, who says that if everybody was vegetarian, there would be no wars and everybody would be peaceful with each other. So
there are a lot of countries that are heavy vegetable that are warring.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about this? When Bill Ward and I are supposed to do a little rock show together, I'd like to know when that's going to happen.
That's right.
Bill Ward agreed.
To set that up.
Bill Ward agreed to do it.
Bill Ward and Jimmy Norton doing a little show for XM.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 2-hour or whatever thing on one of the rock stations.
Oh, come by after you get off. We'll talk.
I can't. I have to go on a train.
Oh.
Head back to the Big Apple, as we say.
I see. Let's talk tomorrow. We'll get that going. Absolutely.
I'd love to, if he wants to do it.
And Lee was also featured on The Apprentice with
Eric
Logan.
That was pretty bizarre.
You got
Yes.
to say, I think, 2 words.
No, it was, it says no words. They were subtitles, though.
Oh, that's right.
What was weird, though, is we taped for 2 days, and I was thinking, man, we're going to be all over this thing. And then, so like about a second and a half with a subtitle. And then, but did get to meet Donald, who was, he reminded me of the business Terminator. You know, like if you picture the Terminator walking into a room, has his presence. He had that same presence, except instead of like destroying things, he was just business.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, though, the whole thing. It was,
We liked talking to him a couple weeks ago. He was fun.
yeah, I heard that.
He was a good time. All
Yeah,
right.
cool.
The guy is all about business, though. Like, I can never imagine what point in a relationship with this guy where you would finally talk about anything but his millions of dollars in buildings and anything else, you know?
Yeah, he's got a lot of that.
Has them all in his pockets like so many nickels and dimes.
Gotta let us draw from the well. Let us wet our beaks.
Very good. There's something else I wanted to ask you. Oh, we were talking about the jack format and all that. Yeah,
Let's.
Lee Abrams loves this stuff. I mean, commercial radio is just becoming a joke now with the jack format.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's actually funny. It's that thing is what I call focus group format. They get a focus group together, a bunch of people, and they say, we want more variety. So they okay, we'll create a new format with more variety. But it's the same bullshit. First of all, they're lying. We play what we want. No, you don't. You're playing what your research list says you should play. That happens to mix, the In Excess next to Andy Williams. And then we play. There's no we. You don't have any DJs on here. What's this we shit?
Right.
And then they just won't cut the cord. You hear their production, their sounds they do between the songs. It's still the old 1978 30-year-old Star Wars. Pew pew with the angry Jack. We play what we want. I'm pissed off. Like lighten up with the Star Wars and the pissed off shit. And then, they talk about how revolutionary, there's nothing, it's just like, it's bullshit. And, I think it is the right idea. It's okay, you want to try something that's, but they commend them for that, but they just won't, again, cut the cord from the old way of radio, lying to listeners with big voices. It's just, God. And their whole thing about how they're so progressive and adventurous and we're throwing out the rule book. No, you're not. There's probably more traditional research put into those jack formats than anything else. But here's the thing that really gets me. I just can't believe this. The sheep concept. It's like, okay, station starts a jack format. Great. At least you're trying something new. Then all these other stations try the same thing. Okay, fine. But they all call it Jack or Bob or Steve or Mike or Chuck. It's like, can't you come up with another fucking name? I mean, geez, how about, Radio Bizarro, anything but Chuck, Bob, Steve, Mike. And I've actually seen these press releases. Taking the Jack concept to the next level, rethinking it, revolutionizing it, introducing Bob. What the? It's unbelievable. Yeah. And again, the thing that just gets me is what's wrong with these people? It's like, great. You recognize that between the XM and even, the iPods and all the other stuff out there, there are new challenges and their listenership's going down. Want to try something new? Great. But it's, for all the wrong reasons. They go 30% of the way and they maintain that 70% just bullshit that's gotten them in the same place they've been in. So.
There's just a fear of really doing something different.
Yeah, totally.
They fear for their jobs. They fear for, if something falls on its ass, and it was their new idea that isn't one of these things that have been tried and true, then, you're fucked. And they'd rather not take that chance.
Won't cut the cord. Same attitude on the air, same, research is fine, but it's got to be balanced with some arts and, emotion in there, but still that same research. So it's for all the wrong reasons.
Creativity.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And
that would be real nice.
But, from a purely business standpoint, it's a cheap format to run because you don't have to hire any DJs. And
right.
You don't have to think very much. It's like... Call it Jack, and
commercial radio is just a disaster.
It's
and
sad.
Lee helped build the whole FM, rock station thing. And what it's become, it's pretty sad, right?
But it's great for XM. 20 years ago, we may not have had this opportunity. Now, it's like, it's kind of like when FM came in the 70s. The timing was so right because AM was really, living in the 50s and too many commercials and choices, blah, 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 forever. And FM came in just at the right time to give Hendrix a place to live, and Black Sabbath, and Leonard Skinner. And now it's the same thing. FM is running off a 1973 playbook, and the timing is so right for something like XM, and that's part of the magic of it all.
Very good. Well, it's Lee Abrams, everyone.
Well, thank you very much.
Flags for me, dear.
Hey, no problem.
Wonderful to have
I'm going to go have some bacon.
I had some this morning.
Back there.
Shoo, 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 shoo.
There's just a vat of bacon back there.
I had a couple pieces.
Of course you did.
Bacon.
If it wasn't for my acid reflux, I'd probably eat more. But oh, Lee, the things it does to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Where'd you pick it? The bacon tree, Jimmy?
No, I don't.
Or do you know that they sliced that off a pig that squealed his last
didn't.
squeal when they slit his throat?
I only eat meat from animals that have died of natural causes.
Jeez. It's going to be a little chewy.
I don't like eating lobster for that reason. I feel bad for it. It's like, I know they kill animals. I know it's whatever. But I just don't like the idea they got to throw it into a pot. Fucking, can't you just knock it out first? How hard is that? Clunk
Who knows
it.
where its head is?
I don't know.
Take a little hammer and go, what, you asshole, that was my back.
Can't you give these animals drugs? Just like
Drugs?
really
I don't want drugged food.
Like, knock them out.
That messes up the taste. That's why they don't want to do that stuff.
Imagine having to sit there and wait for some kind of drug to kick in.
Yeah.
Give them some kind of a funeral, and then what? Put them in the pot?
Good point.
Let's go to Derek in Georgia. Derek.
It's Eric.
All right, it says Derek on the line. Sorry, Eric.
Okay, it's okay, guys. Hey, how about two things? How about telling us who the fucking arch enemy is and play the horny girl? For God's sake, you tease-happy cockmouths.
All right,
I'll
Eric,
punch it out.
All right, we'll do the horny message right now. That's right. We got this thing that came in. Steve finds the best audio online. Oh, you're leaving for this?
Oh, no, I'll stay for this.
What's the matter with you?
Why, you don't want to hear some girl like
Lee.
I want to. I'm here.
being all horny and
I've
shit?
got to go work on that Kim Carnes thing, but...
Yeah.
My favorite part of Betty Davis eyes is when they start doing like the knocking the blocks at the end.
I get chills.
Everyone's
Chills.
favorite.
All right, hit that, Nathaniel.
No, it's not. That's the right one.
That was chicken fucker. Das Chicken.
That could be the greatest audio ever captured.
Ja. Ist gut, leicht.
You got it? All right, here we go.
Hey, it's me. I don't know if you remember me because you never talk to me anymore, but just letting you know that I want you to bend me over on all fours and fuck my pussy so hard, and I want you to rub my clit so I moan so hard.
Betsy.
And then I want you to put me on my back and then put my knees right beside my head and fuck me up the ass.
Wow.
And then
animals are just needlessly slaughtered, and there's no reason for the cruelty that goes into that.
Shut up! Shut up! We're in the middle of something really hot. We finally got something hot on this show.
Cares about the animals now.
All right, go ahead, apologize. Just gets to me.
All right, let's go.
oh, it's gonna be so fucking
Why does
nice
Elle
here.
McPherson have to wear this fur coat? There's just no reason for it.
Holy shit.
You're ruining the sexiness.
Turn off his mic. When are you going back to L.A.?
No, I'm trying to... my friends in L.A. understand how I feel. Go ahead.
So you can learn more? You got to rewind it now. Oh, people are losing their minds right now.
Oh,
They are losing their effing minds.
she had just been getting it in the pooper.
Yeah, she got to the...
All right, I'm not trying to wreck the bit. Go ahead. I mean, I know
Hit
it's
it.
pretty sexy.
And then it's gonna be so fucking nice. You're gonna love it so much. And you're fucking me up the ass, and then I want you to ATM me and stick it in my mouth so I can suck you off.
Hold on.
And stick your
ATM,
cock-
please, I'll explain.
What the hell's
Jimmy?
ATM?
It's
Oh.
animal treatment something. No, I don't know. It's ass to mouth.
Ass to mouth.
It's a porn thing. You go ass to mouth.
And then I want you to ass to mouth.
I want you to ATM me. That's great.
ATM.
ATM. Swipe a card through her asshole.
All right.
you off and stick your cock all the fucking way in my mouth. So it just makes you moan like there's no tomorrow. And then I'll lick the sides of your ball.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I know everybody wants to jerk off to this, but I can't jerk off when a woman says, like, there's no tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
There's nothing sexy. There's nothing sexy about there's no tomorrow.
Can you look at what was said before and after?
Yeah. Would you like me to eat your ass like all get up? Stupid. That was awful.
Let's go to Eric in Oklahoma.
I want to suck your cock like it's going out of style.
I want to lick your balls like the Dickens.
Eric.
Yeah. I was going to tell Jimmy that this is exactly why the women aren't in the studio when they want to do, or Jimmy's not in the studio when the women want to do all that sexy stuff like wiffle ball bats and all that.
Sir, that's not true.
What do you mean?
Well, geez, I've derailed you pretty easy.
Wow. He had nothing after that.
Let's see if Nathan in Arizona has something. Nathan!
Yeah, we need to get rid of little Jimmy Norton. I mean, I love the guy, but he just takes all the hotness out of everything.
Sir, I all for the hotness. I believe me. I like the hotness. I just didn't like the way she said, like there's no tomorrow. It bothered me.
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, I love you, but you just gotta go.
Sir, I don't remove the hotness. I'm all for the hotness if it's hot.
Mr. Motherfucker from Whackbag.
Yeah. Well, I found something online for the idiotic radio contest. This is from this local radio station in Madison.
Yeah.
They have a nice rack contest where, I assume it's send in pictures of your tits and you can win hunting apparel. They also have send in NASCAR love stories. This is in JJO in Madison.
A wacky radio contest. We haven't talked to Lee Abrams about wacky radio contests. Lee Abrams is an expert on radio, if you haven't figured out.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the new listeners don't know that.
These guys, personally,
holy shit, dude, I gotta hang up on you.
Wait, he had a point there.
No, Jimmy, shut up. He's an awful caller.
Wacky radio contest, Lee?
Most of them are pretty stupid. It depends who you're going after. I mean, there's some people who open the Publishers Clearinghouse thing and think they won the $20 million and they're out buying a new van. That buy in the contest, but a lot of people they're just stupid and really driven by advertisers who want something. And a lot of them, like this one, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's another problem with cliche in rock radio is the whole, sex thing. I mean, you guys do it, and that's cool. These ones who sort of do it, and, we rock harder. Oh, boy, they're hard. Give me a break. That's what people go, well, I like that station. So, I think some contests, again, if you're aiming at some, the Publishers Clearinghouse crowd can be effective. Hey, answer your phone this way and win $1 million. Oh, gosh, I'll answer my phone. I listen to Fun Lovin' WXXX. But most of them, like that one he's describing, are just like, give me a break.
It's hysterical when they do the contest where you gotta answer the phone and say something.
Oh, yeah. I'm as a station.
Everyone that's calling you now has to hear you go. To say whatever radio station.
I listen to Fun Lovin' WMYQ. Answer your phone that way and win up to $500 in cash.
I have a bid idea.
Oh.
I think the Opie and Anthony show might want to run a little contest like that. I think with a real prize. However, I don't think it should be I listen to XM or Opie and Anthony. I think you should have to answer your phone slightly differently.
And what would you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone could do the ring noise.
Ring.
I have AIDS.
What's the prize?
A new set of friends after everyone else abandoned you for answering the phone.
Tattered robe.
You receive 2 tissues and a Sucrets. Your throat is dry.
All right, we're gonna go back to the sexy message from the beginning. Hopefully, want to just turn off the mics and play this into break?
Sure.
Why don't we do that? Lee Abrams, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. Anytime, and let's talk, not Kim Carnes, the other guy, tomorrow.
Bill Moore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Robin,